Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Coffee with the Pastor. I'm Pastor John Woodin, and this is a ministry of Hollywood Faith Christian Center in beautiful Hollywood, Florida, on the Gold Coast of Florida. We're going to start in 2 Timothy this morning. 2 Timothy 3, verse 1 says, "But know this, that in the last days perilous times will come. For men will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, unloving, unforgiving, slandering, without self-control, brutal, despisers of good, traitors, headstrong, haughty, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having a form of godliness but denying its power. And from such people, it actually says, run away. Get away from them as fast as you can. Well, they're fierce and difficult and troublous and harsh, violent. To the word perilous means quite physically dangerous. So religious churches and feel-good gospels don't solve the problems. Sometimes to calm people that don't seem to want to be calmed, we dilute the gospel. Well, that's not the answer. The answer is the gospel. 1 Corinthians 2 says, "For I determined not to know anything among you except Jesus Christ and him crucified." This is Paul speaking. "I was with you in weakness and fear and in much trembling, and my speech and my preaching were not with persuasive words of human wisdom." If you're the guy you're under, your pastor is a motivational speaker, that's really wonderful. But are we getting to the root of the gospel, or are we just telling nice stories? That your faith should not be in the wisdom of men, in the ability of men to modulate their voices and to draw you into their storyline, but in the power of God. That's what we should see in our churches, is the power of God. People getting healed, people getting saved, people getting restored. "For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but according to their own desires, because they have itching ears, they will heap up for themselves teachers, and they will turn their ears away from the truth and be turned aside to fables." This is Paul again speaking, 2 Timothy chapter 2, where he says, be aware, be awake of what's being done around you. They will not endure sound doctrine, so people want to hear pablum. They want to hear baby food. They want to hear things that make them smile. I remember somebody telling us, and we asked, you go to that church? Yes. Why? And they said, well, the pastor makes me laugh. Pastor makes me laugh? Really? Really? Luke 17, it says, "And as it was in the days of Noah, so it will also be in the days of the Son of Man." And the Bible tells us what the days of Noah were like. The days of Noah were that men's hearts were continuously on evil. And then it says, "And likewise as it was in the days of Lot." Well, we know what Sodom and Gomorrah was practicing, homosexuality. So we know that they were openly against God. And, he's warning us, so the last days are going to be full of continuous evil, homosexuality, and a lot of things that are against God. And then he said, don't be like Lot's wife. Now remember, Lot's wife was told that not to look back. And it's not that it's not, just a glance back to see what was going on. It was with the longing look of that I'm going to miss all my things and all my friends back in Sodom. That's why she was turned to a pillar of salt. And Jesus warns us, don't be like that. Don't be looking at what you gave up. Don't be looking at what you're walking away from. Look at what you're walking towards. In Luke 21, he says this, nation will rise against nation. These are the signs of the end days. And kingdom against kingdom. And there will be great earthquakes in various places, and famines and pestilences. And there will be fearful sights and great signs from heaven. But before all these things, they will lay their hands on you and persecute you. It's already happening, folks. You know, it's already happening. The FBI is already gathering lists of names of people that are against abortion and against certain things that the government is allowing. It's already started, that they're going to round up people, that they're going to persecute them. It's started. And it's not a matter of when it will start. It's already started, and where the end will be, no one knows. And they will lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogue and to prisons. And you will be brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. Hallelujah. Then I heard a loud voice from the temple saying to the 7 angels, go and pour out the bowls of wrath of God on the earth. And the first bowl was loathsome sores. And so they went and poured out his bowl upon the earth, and a foul and loathsome sore came upon men. The second second angel poured out the bowl on the sea, and it became his blood. And the third bowl, the water turned into blood. Fresh water became blood, undrinkable. Fourth bowl, men are scorched. The fourth angel poured out his bowl on the sun, and the power was given to him to scorch. Here we have global warming and just the drying up of crops. Fifth bowl, darkness and pain, and when the fifth angel poured out his bowl on the throne of the beast, and his kingdom became full of darkness, and they gnawed their tongues because of the pain. The Euphrates dried up. Then the sixth angel poured out his bowl on the great river Euphrates, and its water was dried up, and the earth utterly shaken. Well, it's happening right now, ladies and gentlemen. There are more earthquakes now than ever at any time in history. There are more shakings going on. There are volcanoes coming back to life that haven't spewed anything in thousands of years. Vesuvius and Mount Etna in Italy are already coming awake, and they haven't been awake in years, hundreds of years. Men blaspheme God because of the plague of the hail, and they will blame God for their calamity. It's our turn to look up. These are going to be fearful times. I don't believe that the church is going to go through the wrath of God. I do believe that we will go through some periods of tribulation. You know, to have people laugh at you at work is not a tribulation, but I believe that there's going to be a great rounding up and a persecution of Christians by our government. You say the Constitution, and it's like, forget that, because when men want to change things, they change things. And so we need to be focused on worshiping God, keeping our eyes upon Jesus, and listening to his voice. God bless you. We'll see you again next time.